Hey, everybody, welcome to the SkyLounge podcast, episode number 276. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. Follow me at the SkyLounge on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Podcasts, and also check out the SkyLounge on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And without any further ado, let's get shit started with episode number 276, Virtual Lunacy from Live Trembles and Bubble Places, Untitled Rant, Motif, Sports, and Rambles. Why do we have the sports and rambles? Because, boys and girls, multiple sports ball going on again. You have the Western Conference final of the Woke League of Chinese Basketball in the third quarter between the Denver Nuggets and the Los Angeles Lakers. 11 seconds left in said third quarter. And the Lakers only lead 84-82, where they had a pretty substantial lead early on, about maybe 14, 16 points. The Denver Nuggets were able to cut that lead pretty substantially. And in Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final between the Dallas Stars and the Tampa Bay Lightning, where the Lightning are up in the series 3-1, the series is still going on because we are headed into overtime. Game tied 2-2. Overtime period just starting, boys and girls. And there's also an added bonus coverage of the Angels and the Dodgers. Game 2 of a three-part series. Isn't that nice? It is. It is. A little fine-tune action for the Dodgers before heading into the playoffs. And I see Jamal Murray fine-tuning his shot practices right here before taking his second free throw, one which he already made to cut the game down to 83-84. And he's probably going to make this one to make it a tied game, 84-84, with 11 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Oh boy, that deficit got cut real fucking quick. And LeBron with the ball. AD taking the last shot with a three. 1 second left in the third quarter. The Lakers are up 87-84. That's a nice little momentum booster for the Lakers right before the start of the fourth quarter. Here in a bit. And you have the Tampa Bay Lightning starting it right up from the goalie in Vasilevsky to get the offense rolling. But here is the Dallas Stars with some solid forechecking here to start overtime. But Tampa Bay able to just keep that in Dallas Stars zone. And looks as though, players down for the Dallas Stars. Is that Heiskanen? No, I don't think it is. But we got a lot of fucking sports ball shit going down, boys and girls. Stanley Cup Final, Western Conference Final of the Woke League of Chinese Basketball. You have the Freeway Series right now, and man, oh man. It is coming down to the wire in all these games right now, guys. It is just some crazy, crazy shit. But I'll tell you one thing right now. The fact that we have all these sports going on and we also get to enjoy some football Sunday all day tomorrow, it's just a nice feeling of normalcy. You know, a lot of things just kind of going back to the way things were. Of course, you still have the adage of wearing masks at all times in weird places. And I know a lot of you are going to say, you're just insensitive. How fucking dare you? You don't fucking believe in science. No, it's not that, you fucking dipshit. It's like the fucking uncomfortability of just wearing a goddamn mask around any and everywhere you go. And I know all you fucking nurses and doctors want to fucking personalize yourselves. And I get that shit. It's your job. It sucks. You have to wear it all the time. And it fucking, constrains your fucking breathing and all that shit. I understand that, but good lord, people. Just talking about things in general for everybody who just lives around, man. Fuck. Is that too hard to understand? Apparently it is. People can't differentiate between emotion and logic anymore. And that's kind of the unfortunate part. Where, when you just watch sports, man, it's the emotion of enjoying a win or a loss, but at the end, it's all about the meritocracy. That's the logic, right? If you're the better player, you're going to get the job and you're going to get the, final moments. You're going to get the final shot. And, I feel like sports is kind of losing that meaning, or at least people are trying to water that shit down, which is unfortunate because sports should just be about the sport. And again, you see it all the time with the woke league of Chinese basketball, which is why I call it that, because basketball, in the NBA, they've kind of turned into a fucking left-wing political billboard. And any and every time they say some cringeworthy shit, I just have to look and say, really, dude, this is the fucking plateau you're gonna die on. All right, man, have fun with that shit. We talked about the whole Breonna Taylor incident, and again, I implore everyone to read the police report and multiple sources, not just CNN. Check out multiple sources, whether that be left wing, right wing, or quote unquote centrists. Try to get all the facts and line them up and realize that, hey, there's a bit of discrepancies here and there. There's issues and nitpicking nuances that the media, mainstream media specifically, doesn't pick up on. And you have to just be able to decipher those fucking facts out. And oh, there you go, Kyle Kuzma with the three to start the fourth quarter. But hey, again, that's the basketball fan in me. If I see some good basketball, I have a good fucking time. But again, whenever I turn on the Woke League of Chinese Basketball, I'm always reminded of some social justice shit. And it's just funny to me because it's always these fucking politically illiterate people who try to give you this knowledge. And I always tell people that I don't know shit. I just regurgitate information. I read what I read. I, research what I do. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I implore people to look it up themselves just so that I'm not bullshitting. But again, that seems to be a lost art to a lot of people, yet I know how things go down nowadays. Again, it's just a fucking fully emotional tornado of stupidity. And none more so than, following the whole ridiculousness of the overreaction of the Breonna Taylor, uh, ruling for the police officers in question for the case. You knew some stupid shit or stupider shit was going to happen within the confines of, the liberal sheep slaves. And days after Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed away, Trump goes ahead and nominates a new justice in Amy Coney Barrett, and I could be butchering that name, and my fucking name pronunciation shit sucks, but ACB is nominated to be a new justice. And honestly, she seems to be kind of a old school kind of judge, conservative. Uh, I suppose the word they used was federalist, or kind of old school conservative mentality in terms of reading the law. And if you read about her personal life, it's very interesting. She has 7 kids, 2 of whom she adopted from Haiti, and I believe one of her children has Down syndrome. But it just shows you the kind of good-hearted person somebody is, to go ahead out of the kindness of their heart and just raise children, no matter what they may be, or what limitations they seem to have. They just fully embrace them as their children, and I wholly respect that. And the thing is, I don't truly know what her whole ideology and shit is on policies and everything, so I won't tell you that she's doing a great job or not. But you're going to see an overreaction from everybody because she's somebody that Trump is going to nominate, and the Trump derangement syndrome is so real, just like the fucking referee derangement syndrome here against the Nuggets. Because LeBron James is just taking all the fucking foul calls. And you know what? As a Lakers fan, I still fucking don't agree with a lot of what the referees do for the LA Lakers. Because, man, LeBron gets a lot of fucking foul calls towards his fucking favor. And then the team and himself has the fucking audacity to complain about that shit. I'm like, yo, can you just shut the fuck up and play in the goddamn conference final, please? And again, this just comes down to the fact of like general ego and arrogance and just entitlement that this Lakers team just kind of exudes a little too much at times. But again, I am a Lakers fan. I totally am. And I'll admit to my flaws. I'll admit to my team's flaws. And the referees have been really bad about this whole officiating ordeal in this series. And the Lakers have been the main beneficiaries of that. They really have been. And I don't care if any fucking Lakers fans, get bitchy about that shit. It's like, stop it, dude. Like, goddamn well the refs are giving us a lot of fucking leeway. They're giving us a lot of fucking calls right now. But, salty fans and how they react. It's how fucking Vegas Golden Knights fans react to shit. Oh, we got fucked by the refs. Shut the fuck up. We didn't get fucked by the goddamn refs. We just sucked. You're going to complain about Robin Lehner as goaltender and bitch about Marc-Andre Fleury, you goddamn toxic fanboys? Jesus fucking Christ. Listen, man. Marc-Andre Fleury is the face of the franchise. I get that argument. I get that shit. And I love Marc-Andre Fleury. But the reality, too, is when the bubble restarted, he wasn't all that good. He really wasn't. And Uncle P. Diddy Pablo, he might be a stubborn old fuck that honestly may need a full season to flesh out what he can fully do. But man, to just solely put the blame on a goaltender and the referees is the stupidest and most selfish shit the Vegas Golden Knights fandom does, and it just infuriates me to no end. Because at the end of the day, the better team in Dallas Stars won. And they are in the Stanley Cup Finals. Still, obviously down in the series 3-1 against Tampa Bay Lightning, and they are still in overtime with 13 minutes left, boys and girls tied 2-2. You can't fault them for being better than you. I mean, that's what you have to understand with losing. And you know what? Through the years of doing all these fucking sports reviews on the YouTube channel and running this podcast here, I had to understand how to lose. Because you can't get fucking salty all the goddamn time. Sometimes you have to admit that, hey, you fucking lost. Boo fucking who? Was it the 2004-2005 Seattle Seahawks that won against the Pittsburgh Steelers in the Super Bowl? With Sean Alexander carrying the fucking Seahawks to the Super Bowl? I bitch and moan about the Steelers all the time, but the reality too, also, simultaneously, is that the Seahawks weren't all that great. They were carried by a running back, and that could only take you so far. And yeah, refs screw you. That happens. But, I mean, you have to move on. You have to fucking deal with that shit. I mean, the whole thing with the Houston Astros and the reason why that shit still pisses me off with the World Series is the fact that you caught them cheating and you did nothing about it. That's the only reason why I still bitch and moan about that series, because no one should get that title. No one should get that 2017 World Series title, not even the Dodgers. Fuck that. You lost in 7 games. But the reality, too, is the Houston Astros cheated. And so I like being fair no matter what team you are. So with the Lakers, it's very simple. You're getting a lot of fucking ref calls. And the fact that you complain and whine to the referees like LeBron James does, it infuriates me to no end. Because you just play the victim, yet you're the fucking perpetrator of your own bullshit. And that's just the general problem with this whole fucking generation. And LeBron James really leads the pack in that shit. That is just some shit that I've had to learn the hard way of having LeBron James on the team. And yeah, my brother actually kind of faulted me for this, for kind of being ignorant. And I will admit, I've been a filthy casual fan for quite some time, trying to get better at it though. Yet, oh shit, did they score? Nope. Hudobin saved that. But despite all of that, back in the Cleveland Cavaliers days, I fucking praised LeBron James. Like, this guy's amazing. This guy is just absolutely fantastic. I mean, there is nobody like him. And you get to kind of overlook all the toxic traits and, I don't know, just the fucking footprints and the scars that he leaves in teams that he, fucking runs away from. Let's be fair. I ignored all the signs and I was like, he's coming to the Lakers. It should be fine. And I was genuinely excited. But a year later, by the time they were trying to trade Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, Kyle Kuzma, pretty obliviously, despite the league, being very adamant against, tampering and all this shit. They were doing this mid-season. I knew then and there that, wow, this fucking guy, he might be a great player, but him as trying to be a shadow GM and an overarching ego in the squad and just being a general cancer, it's all being shown in full force. And here's the thing. I can respect the player for their ability, but I can shit on them for the way they behave. That's fair game, I think. And I hate people who just try to dismiss that shit. Like, Kobe Bryant is one of the greatest fucking players of all time. Let's not fucking fool ourselves, okay? But the fact, too, is he was a bit of an asshole. When you watch any of those past Lakers teams, you realize that, oh my God, Kobe was getting on people's asses for missing fucking 3 jump shots in a row, hypothetically, and because they should be doing better. And really, that's some asshole shit, right? But the fact is, yeah, you kind of put up with it, though, because they're winning games. And that's the whole thing with LeBron James. I hate the fucking shit that comes out of him, but he's winning games. It was easier to be a fan of this team when they were losing, which is weird because we have so many bandwagon fans just hopping back onto the Lakers fucking boat here. Or I guess a fucking party bus because it's just Hollywood and shit. But man, when the Lakers were winning like 20 some odd games and that retirement season for Kobe when they barely won 19 fucking games, those seasons were nice because I had no expectation. I was just relaxing, easing up and thinking, all right, dude, I could just cool off and watch my team fail and see what draft picks are good. I get to go to the summer league on the cheap and watch potential talents for the squad. That's where I actually watched Alex Caruso for the first time, Kyle Kuzma, Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram. I mean, name it, man. Even Thomas Bryan. You see fucking, Jesus Christ, who else? David Nwaba at a certain point, you saw him. Who's that fucking cat down there? I know Svi Mikhailuk was pretty huge his rookie year when he got drafted. So, yeah, don't fucking tell me about, oh, you're not a real Lakers fan. Bro, I fucking watched this goddamn team for a long damn time. I did take a 10-year hiatus just around that because sports kind of became uninteresting, around high school. I don't know why. It became a whole socialite wannabe bitch, which is fucking pointless. But, when you're young, you do stupid shit. You do. I'm still young, and I still do stupid shit. I'll admit to that. But more self-aware now. Just like the Dallas Stars offense finally realizing that, hey, they're in a do-or-die fucking game in this series. They need to score a goddamn goal in overtime with 8 minutes left. Oh my, and a fucking traffic right in front of Vasilevsky, not being able to get a shot off for Dallas here. And Radulov playing with the puck, and Tampa able to keep the fucking puck out. Very nice play by the Tampa Bay Lightning here. And the Lakers are only up 95-92, but Jeremy Grant getting the foul here. AD about to make some free throws. I don't know if with this Nuggets-Lakers game, if there's about 5 minutes left and the Lakers are up 10 points, it's game's as good as over. I would say that. Although, yes, I do understand that the Nuggets have a tendency to be that comeback kid. It's a matter of how that 10 points is reached. Now, let's say hypothetically, Lakers go on like a 15-3 run. Then I would tell you with 5 minutes left that, momentum is on the Lakers side, but you have to be careful. But if it's something like the Denver Nuggets keep going 7, but the Lakers start going on this 12-point, 15-point run on top of that, then I'll tell you, yeah, it's over. The Lakers are going to get their shit. But there's still 7 minutes in this game, 97-92. Lakers up 5 points. And my God, Hudobin out of his fucking net, flying out there too. And the Stanley Cup final is fucking intense as shit. I feel as though, again, as I said earlier in episode 275, boys and girls, this game could potentially go into second overtime. But Ooh, Dwight Howard with that potential block, and he just getting a finger on that shit, but falling down pretty awkwardly with Paul Millsap there, if I'm not mistaken, on the replay. And AD kind of hurting on his fucking ankle. Good Lord. All the injuries, man. This is scaring me the fuck out with the Lakers. AD's running. AD's kind of good, but he's wincing a little bit there. Hobbling with that fucking injury. Hopefully nothing too significant. Hopefully we're okay. But LeBron James, there we go, making the basket to make it 99-92. He's got to step up. If AD needs to take a couple minutes out, LeBron James needs to keep doing what he's doing. 29 points, 13 rebounds, 9 assists on the night. He is probably headed for another triple-double. If one of our goddamn perimeter players can make a fucking three-pointer. I'm looking at you, KCP and Caruso. You got to do something. And so does Tony Gonsolin. He's on a full count here. 0 outs. No runners on base. And Shohei Ohtani getting the strikeout. 5th strikeout of the game for Tony Gonsolin. This is nice. This is nice. Some LA sports ball happening in the Dodgers and the Lakers. As Jeremy Grant trying to get a shot off, but the Lakers getting the rebound with LeBron James at the helm. Charging in. Not getting the offensive foul. That's kind of curious. But AD from the top of the key with the 3 to make it 102-92, and AD with the sniff. Hopefully that's not cocaine, AD. I hope you're clean. I hope you're fucking clean on that shit. But my goodness, 6 minutes and 11 seconds left. The Lakers make it a 10-point game. My, oh my, what a good time I am having right now, boys and girls. I'm not going to lie. I am panicking, though, because this is where the Nuggets want you to be. They want you to be in a place of kind of comfortability and a bit of arrogance. So I am worried. But what I'm not worried about right now is this hot streak Tony Gonsolin's going on. 0-2 count. And is that Stassi? All right. I don't know Angels players. I apologize, but yeah, I don't really give a shit about the Anaheim Angels, and that's probably a ton of disrespect. But to be quite fair, I kind of mark you up with the Ducks, the Clippers, and yourselves in this category of, all right, who cares? You're part of Anaheim. You're not Los Angeles. Stop fucking fooling yourselves, please. Although I do have respect to the Ducks in one regard, Teemu Solani. Man's an absolute fucking unit. I think Teemu Solani and Pavel Datsyuk might be my favorite NHL players of all time. I mean, they just might be. That's just me personally. Obviously, you have someone like Wayne Gretzky, who is obviously the great one and statistically just an anomaly, and him just as a being fascinates me. But other NHL players, man, I mean, I love Sidney Crosby. I think he's the greatest fucking player of this generation. And, you know, as great as Connor McDavid is, it's not his turn yet. It's not his turn yet. Sid's still the GOAT. I don't care what else you say, man. Sid's still a fucking winner. And, you know, one of these days, Sid's going to win his 4th fucking cup and everyone's going to fucking seethe because they hate the Penguins so goddamn much. But I don't care. I love Sidney Crosby. I think he's fucking brilliant. But, yeah, Pavel Datsyuk with his fucking handles, man. I've never seen anything like that shit. Just in highlights alone. And I asked my Red Wings friend, like, man, I can only imagine just being a Red Wings fan, watching this guy for years, and how brilliant that must have been. And he tells me all the time, yeah, oh my God, it's fucking awesome. Best fucking shit ever. Get jealous about that shit. But, you know, Vegas Golden Knights being a very young franchise, we still have history to make. And you know what? In hindsight and everything considered, the Vegas Golden Knights have a pretty robust and fantastic history all around right now. 3 years in, 1 Stanley Cup final appearance, 1 conference final appearance, no year missing the playoffs, and, you know, despite just kind of this arrogant attitude the team and the fan base has been taking up, this franchise looks to be just a consistent contender every year. And man, I'll tell you, as a Vegas Golden Knights fan, I'm spoiled, and also as a Lakers fan, I'm spoiled. Also as a Dodgers fan, I'm spoiled. We have a fucking market in the Dodgers where they fucking spend up to luxury tax and doing whatever. Seattle Seahawks, kind of the same deal. I mean, they just recently became rich within this last decade of talent and obviously a ring, and you know that leaves with Arsenal, where despite the banter years, we still win cups. I mean, that's the thing with Arsenal. And so within my sports teams, I'm pretty, in the sports monogamy sense, blessed that I have such, teams with rich histories and despite mediocrity, still do pretty damn well. So I can't complain too much. Like right now, the Lakers have possession, being up 102 to 92, 5 minutes left. LeBron James dishing the ball out to KCP, and my goddamn tablet froze. Of course it does. Of course it does. On a possibly a pivotal play that had the Lakers miss a basket, most likely. That's what I'm going to call right now. But I'm probably wrong. They made a basket. No, yep, turnover. And it looks as though Alex Caruso was probably the culprit. But shit happens, man. 5 minutes and 36 seconds left. The Lakers still being up 10 points. And man, this overtime game between the Dallas Stars and the Tampa Bay Lightning is something else right now. The Dallas Stars physically have all the momentum in their favor. They are pushing and just pulling at the Lightning whenever they can. But the Lightning, again, this is where that character and drive is different from other years where they look absolutely on it, the Tampa Bay Lightning. They are on a fucking mission. And man, double overtime seems to be at hand right now with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in this first overtime. Tampa Bay Lightning dancing the puck around inside Dallas's defense, and Hudobin just on it still, but Dallas finally getting the puck out. Finally. And yes, finally, Denver goes ahead and makes a basket, 94 to 92, 102. I apologize about mistaking the scoreline there to underrate the Lakers, but yep, the Lakers are still leading 8 points, and AD with the fadeaway jumper that just misses, and Jamal Murray, almost said Jeremy Grant, but yeah, Jamal Murray here. With the floater and missing, and Paul Millsap taking the foul for the team. I don't know if he got really hit bad or he's just kind of embellishing that a little bit, but good foul to take there. KCP couldn't really handle that. Yeah, he couldn't really handle his body trying to gain possession of the ball, so he goes ahead and kind of body slams Paul Millsap in the head with his armpit, and Paul Millsap is taking free throws. Denver Nuggets, 94-102. And Paul Millsap makes his first free throw, 95 to 102. Denver Nuggets with another free throw coming here. And this is the thing, kids. If I could do live commentary and shit, I mean, I would have to have more knowledge of what I'm doing. But this is the whole thing that interests me about live streams with like Twitch and IG Live, where it would be curious to try to commentate through. But yeah, the weed thing, I'm pretty sure people are going to get all fucking antsy about it. But hey, the Lakers only up 102 to 96, and the foul calls there. Is that Jokic's fifth personal foul? It kind of looked like it, but I don't know. Dwight Howard still getting on the free throw line. I actually don't know who got that foul call, but Dwight Howard getting on the free throw line, and he makes the first fucking free throw. My God. And yeah, that was Nikola Jokic. Fifth personal foul of the game. Lakers up 103 to 96 with Dwight Howard with another chance at a free throw, his second here. And the eyes of Andrei Vasilevsky in the Stanley Cup Final. Game 5 of overtime. The Tampa Bay Lightning and Dallas Stars tied with 3 minutes left in overtime here. And yes, Dwight goes ahead and misses that second free throw, leaving him 50% on the night on free throws, which honestly, I'll take that shit. 50% is pretty damn good. And does that seem like Caruso got the turnover? Probably not. Probably not. Probably got the turnover to give the ball to Denver, and the Denver Nuggets are dribbling that up with 4 minutes and 40 seconds left. And Joker getting the ball here and getting the layup on Dwight Howard, and Dwight Howard taking the foul too. Raising his hands up in the air. Please, Dwight, don't do anything stupid. You're going to get a technical. Because Jokic will eat that shit up like breakfast cakes. My God. Under the basket layup. Nikola Jokic, so mean and crisp with that shit. And he sinks in the free throw. Lakers only up 103-99. Very nerve-wracking with 4 minutes and 33 seconds left. But hey, the Dodgers get a 2-run home run here. Hey-oh, Jock Peterson's 7th home run of the season. Yes, yes, yes. Putting the Dodgers up 5-4 against the Angels. My goodness, children. The Lakers go ahead and make a 3-basket here. 106-99. Very late here in the fourth quarter. 4 minutes and 10 seconds left. But here's Nikola Jokic tripling up the ball. And is that Gary Harris? Might be, but goes ahead and pushes the ball out to Jeremy Grant, who misses the three. AD with the rebound. 3 minutes and 56 seconds left. This is where the Lakers have to slow the time down and get the offense rolling late. And defense has to be on it. Catch your breath. Make a shot here, LeBron. There you go. Clean mid-ranger, 108-99. And by all means, boys and girls, it may as well look as though the Lakers might just get through here. But the game is still yet to be determined here between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Dallas Stars. Still tied 2-2 in overtime with 1 minute and 44 seconds left. And yes, the Tampa Bay Lightning have been outshooting the Dallas Stars 36-28. And in the meantime, yes, the Dodgers have went up 5-4. No outs, 0-1 count. 1-1 count now with Chris Taylor at bat. And man, oh man, if by the time this recording is done and I see the Lakers up 12, 15 points, I'm going to celebrate tonight. I'm not going to lie to you. I might just light my fucking blunt up and it could happen tonight, boys and girls, but I don't know if it's going to happen in this overtime between these two teams, the Dallas Stars and the Tampa Bay Lightning, with just under a minute left in overtime of Game 5 Stanley Cup Final. Tampa Bay Lightning barely hanging in there around this puck, and Hudobin almost spilled that in, but the puck just drops outside of the net, inches away. And we are now back on live with the Lakers and Danny Green finally making a goddamn shot, a clutch 3. But still nervous because this Denver Nuggets team just does not give up. And only being up 99-108, you don't want to fucking do this. And LeBron James with another triple-double, his 27th in the playoffs, second only behind Magic Johnson's 30. LeBron James now has 27, and good Lord, Skip Bayless is going to be really salty if the Lakers win tonight, and Shannon Sharpe is going to be an unbearable cunt for at least a couple of fucking weeks. But that kind of comes with the territory of being a Lakers fan, boys and girls. You deal with all the cunts, you have all the toxic fans in the world, but the Lakers are trying to make a statement in this game with LeBron James, my God, LeWong James making that fadeaway jumper, 110-101. 33 points, 11 points in the fourth quarter, and Nikola Jokic has to do something to save his team. But here is Paul Millsap with the 3, and he misses, yet no one on the rebound for the Denver Nuggets. And I think this has really been the Achilles heel of this Denver Nuggets squad. No one is really getting the rebounds. This has been a prolific problem with the Nuggets all throughout the series. And if the Lakers win, and by all means, with the way LeBron is shooting with another make, and to make it 112-101, it looks as though the Nuggets are headed home. My God. But again, I'm not counting out Nikola Jokic right now, because the Lakers, despite being on a 9-2 run, you still got Jamal Murray sinking in that mid-ranger to make it 103-112. Boys and girls, this is some heart-racing shit with 2 minutes, 11 seconds left. LeBron James dribbling that up. And yes, overtime is actually over for the Dallas Stars and Tampa Bay Lightning in the Stanley Cup Final, Game 5, boys and girls. And oh my God, LeBron James just made a fucking 3. Holy shit, this game is over, dude. 115 to 103, 1 minute and 57 seconds left. I know I shouldn't say that with the Denver Nuggets, but holy shit, that feels like the dagger. That actually feels like the dagger. With LeBron shooting the way he is doing right now within the last 2 minute, 3 minute stretch, this is as good as over right now. And holy shit, we are headed into double overtime between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Dallas Stars in Game 5. And it looks as though the Tampa Bay Lightning are a bit frustrated and Hudobin is turning on his God mode switch. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Dallas Stars goes ahead and takes the win in double overtime. But boys and girls, I think time-wise that does it for me because YouTube done suck dick like that. But hey, we're going to be back tomorrow with updates. Probably on the Untitled Rant, but more than likely I'm going to head into the garage. But hey, be on the lookout tomorrow because ultimately, boys and girls, this podcast is going to be rolling just like the Blunts if both the Dodgers and the Lakers win. Woo. But on the next episode of the Sky Lounge, again, I might head into the garage and talk to you good folks there. All right, motherfuckers, I appreciate you dropping by this episode. Follow me at the Sky Lounge on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Podcasts. And also check out the Sky Lounge on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Until next time, kids, fuck off. It might just happen tonight.